You can't start the car. Johnny has the keys.
Stop, my misophonia. It don't bother me. It bothers Dennis.
Yeah, Barbara's the same way.
Well,
Her thing is repetition too. Any repetition. You know, like if you're holding a mug and you're going. She goes, "Why are you tapping? Why are you tapping? What are you doing?"
Oh, that would drive Dennis crazy too. I finished the RuPaul biography or autobiography.
That's important. Yes.
You know what? I'm not impressed. I mean,
with RuPaul?
No, with his autobiography. It's half the length of Cher's. And I remember I told you that Cher covers only up until about 1978. And it's, 450 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Volume 1 or whatever, part 1. And Rue's is half that length, covers his entire life. It has a lot of good stuff about like reflection and philosophy and drug addiction and the way he views life. It mentions very briefly Lady Bunny, who is another drag queen that got famous around the same time. They knew each other in New York. And it mentions George, who I'm pretty sure is his long-term partner. Although they break up and he never mentions that they got back together, and I'm pretty sure they did. And not once does he say Michelle Visage's name or Drag Race in the entire book.
Why?
That's exactly what I told Dennis. I said,
that's really weird.
It is very weird. I was like, this is a book that is, he can't say it's just a book on his philosophy because it starts when he was a child and goes through his adulthood. So it's a biography.
Right.
How can you do that without putting your best friend and your biggest success in it?
Huh.
I just don't get it at all. And it doesn't say part 1 like Cher's does. And Cher's, I mean, when I finished Cher's, I was like, you know what? I feel like writing her. This book is that good. And with him, I feel like writing him and telling him he's a hack.
I don't know. Could it have been some kind of contractual thing or something? He wasn't allowed to mention
Well,
it?
that's what I told Dennis. I said, do you think Michelle said, you better not put me in that book? But why not Drag Race?
You can write that book all you want. You better not mention me.
Drag Race is in like its 18th season or whatever.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense at all. Listen, Dennis and I watched Without You, I'm Nothing the other day. I didn't even know they had made a movie of it. It's the Sandra Bernhard show from the late 80s that she got critical acclaim for. It played like on or off Broadway. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
Her one-woman show. It's very much like Lily Tomlin, except Lily's is much better. And I didn't know, but apparently in the early 90s, they made a movie out of it, and she added material, and I don't know. It's not as good as it would have been with just her, I think, in a live performance.
Mm-hmm.
It's very avant-garde and, I don't know, indulgent.
Okay.
Very Sandra Bernhard.
3, 2,
1. I finished that Charles Busch book today.
Uh-huh.
And I knew he had done his own little thing. He basically was a playwright to make sure he had his own plays. That's how he got to play the, parts. He didn't have to worry about being cast in other stuff.
Right.
But I didn't realize he wrote other stuff. He wrote one you've heard of, The
Okay.
Tale of the Allergist's Wife. It
Where
was
have I
up
heard
for,
that?
well, it had Linda Lavin in it, and they were up for Tonys. And then when she left, Valerie Harper took over the role. It got beat out that year by Proof, which was another big one. And it was up against Tom Stoppard and somebody else. But anyway, so he wrote some stuff that actually ended up on Broadway, even though most of his stuff was off Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's still
Okay.
around. You just don't know much about him because he's more of a theater guy than he is a movie guy.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great book. He's got lots of anecdotes about some famous people. He's obsessed with old movies, and so like when he was a kid growing up in New York, he would see like Greta Garbo shopping at a fabric store, and he would like stalk her.
Well, of course.
He was like, I didn't know what to say, so I just held up a piece of fabric and like shrugged my shoulders. So he kind of like bonded with her over the approval of fabric. Crazy stuff like that. It starts off with him and Joan Rivers going to see Romeo and Juliet.
Mm-hmm.
And she falls asleep like 5 minutes into it on his shoulder. But it ends with Joan's funeral too. So it's really well written. I thought it was a pretty good book.
Well,
But
that's cool.
I just remembered I have the Dave Grohl book on audio and I haven't read it yet. I've had it for like 6 months.
Well, you need to jump on in there.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I've been going through audiobooks a lot here lately. But I did all those Anne Rice, so I've been doing a lot of nonfiction because I was a little bit fictioned out.
Oh, yeah. Can understand that. Right. 3, 2.
1. What you been watching?
I watched the Jaws thing.
Oh yeah, how'd you like it?
I loved it. It was really, really good. I want to own it. So I'm going to have to find a copy of it somewhere.
I would think it's available.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah, it was. I loved all of the Super 8 stuff. A lot of the interviews with Spielberg I already knew. I already knew all that stuff. I knew the story about while he was at Universal, he would go over and just sit in the Orca and just kind of cry and cope and everything else. And I knew all the trauma factors that he kept mentioning, which I thought was cool. And the whole, John Milius wrote the Indianapolis speech and
Robert Shaw edited it.
up and then called him at 3 a.m. saying, "Hey, can I do it for you again? I'm so sorry."
Oh, after the drunk take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that the play, because I had seen the play advertised. I've ordered a copy, but they've not printed them yet because it's still, I guess, they're going to try to do a remount or whatever, but the shark is not working. I didn't know it was written by his son or that he was in it. I thought that was interesting. So,
Oh, Shaw's?
yeah.
Oh, I
His
didn't know that
son
either.
wrote that play that just kind of closed on Broadway a few months ago.
It's called The Shark is Working or something?
The shark is working, yeah.
Or not working.
The shark is not working, is it? Yeah. And a majority of the second act of it is shooting that scene, the Indianapolis scene. So
That's cool.
I loved the tie-in. I know what you meant by saying it felt a lot like Light and Magic. I loved all the tie-ins to like Lucas and Milius and Coppola and everybody else.
Well, and they had interviews with them like past and present, or at least a lot with Spielberg. They did not with the stars because 2 of them are dead and one of them's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was really well done the way they incorporate. I mean, they even had Lorraine Gary in like one of those shots, but only once because I think she's kind of crazy too.
Well, they had her. I mean, she was in like 2 or 3 sections because she was the one that talked about the Super 8 movies and shooting on Super 8, and she's the one that talked about her favorite line was Did you hear what your father said? Get out of the boat now.
Yeah. Yeah. They showed some of the outtakes, didn't they, of the Kintner kid getting eaten or whatever, that one kid on the raft.
They showed that was the other kind of aspect I liked about it. It was kind of cool. They had like oceanographers talking about sharks and everything, the repercussions, good or bad kind of thing. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, they had the special effects guy talk about the Kintner boy's death and the blood geyser they put in the water and everything else. Yeah.
And it looked to me like they may have had an extra shot of the guy in the sailboat too.
Yeah, they had a big thing with him because they were going to have, they had, one of the things that's always bothered me about the movie, or I always thought was, okay, that's just a gimme, is the shark bites the lifeguard, bites his leg off, the leg falls to the bottom, and he dies. And then it hits the boat. The boys' boat is tipped over, and they're treading water, and the shark has that shark POV, and it goes right past Michael, and then just goes out to sea. And then Michael shows up on the beach, and they're giving him mouth to mouth, and that's when Brody grabs the towel and puts on him, and yada yada, and all that. The reason that it's kind of weird is, okay, the shark just bit this one guy. Why isn't it eating these kids? And it's because in the original, the guy got his leg bit off, swam over to the boat with the boys. The shark grabbed him, and he grabbed the boy and pushed him toward shore. And then he was dragged under. So he saved Michael's life, essentially. But Spielberg said it didn't look good enough for him, so he cut it.
Yeah, I think they end up just showing an aerial shot of him getting bit and dragged off, don't they, or something?
It's a 3-shot sequence. It has him in the boat going, "Are you boys okay? Come on, we need to come in." And behind him, you can see the fin and hear the music and everything. Then it has a side shot, like a 3/4 of the shark coming up and hitting the boat. He falls in, cuts to the boys, noticing that he fell in. Then it cuts to that big aerial down shot, and the shark turns sideways and comes up and bites him.
Yeah.
He screams, cuts to his leg, all in silence, falling down.
Right.
Then it cuts back to the top, and there's just blood, and he's pulled under.
I think that Spielberg added that leg scene because there was something he didn't like, and he needed to distract you from it. Probably.
Well, and he said in that interview, even on that documentary, he said that he didn't want to shy away from the horror elements and the things that made sharks scary.
Right. And as far as the shark footage or whatever, the oceanographer stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if Benchley's family required that to be a part of it for them to contribute, because they really got into that afterwards.
Yeah, they're huge supporters.
Yeah. So they probably said, yeah, we'll do it, but you need to mention some of this stuff. That wouldn't surprise me.
I thought it was interesting that Cameron is in there about 5 times, and 3 of those he mentions his own movies.
But I totally see why they had him in there talking about some of those movies, because he is the ocean guy. He really is.
And he's also the only one that competes with Spielberg and Lucas for top movies.
Yeah.
Really. But, yeah.
I thought it was funny when he said something about doing The Abyss, and Spielberg says, "You do know what kind of problems I had."
Yeah. You do know how hard it is filming in the ocean.
Right. I thought that was pretty funny.
I did not know that one of the things, because I've got the Jaws diary, I've got, what's his name, the guy that wrote the screenplay, his friend that wrote the actual screenplay, Gottlieb. I've got his book on the making of Jaws. I've got another one. So I've read a lot of the lore and everything, but I did not know the extent of the people locally that he cast.
That's great. I know. I like that too.
I thought that was excellent.
He said there were like 6 Hollywood people in it, and the
That was
rest
it.
were all extras from Amity or from Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that you know, he doesn't even have a line really. I think he's got one, the medical examiner,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with the black glasses, the one that goes, and Brody goes, "What, a shark attack, really?" And he goes, "No, a boating accident." And he goes, "Yeah, upon examining it, I think, yeah, a boating accident." You know, he's local. The kid, the boy at the beginning is local.
And so is the deputy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of lines.
Yeah. And I was going, okay, I know these guys are just like hires from New York or blah, 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 or whatever. Nope.
No. No, I think the least used regular Hollywood person was the girl, Chrissy, in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else, you know, the three primaries, Lorraine Gary and whoever.
The mayor.
The mayor. That's it. The rest are all people from Martha's Vineyard. It's wild. I mean, I was amazed. I was like, how do they do that? How do they get away with that? I mean, I guess they paid them more because they had speaking parts. But
Well, they probably just paid them, period, and that's it.
and that means that the chick that plays the Kintner mom, the one that looks like a grandma and not a mom,
Yeah.
is local too.
Yep. She was local. Because it's a Carcharodon. What? The way that fisherman says that.
Well, and the two guys on the dock that are trying to catch it, that means they're local too.
All the dock guys were local.
But I mean, I'm talking about the two where the dock gets pulled out into the water. That whole scene where they're trying to catch it, because that's a great scene. I mean, it is fun.
Can we go
swim
home now?
Don't look back. Swim, swim.
Can we go home now?
Yeah, that's a great scene.
That's a good one. And they didn't mention it in this, which I thought was interesting, because they had the interview with him. The one, you know, they called him the Quint, the character, that one fisherman guy that says, "Hello back there, young feller." And he's the same one that in the boat, he goes, "Wait till these guys start seeing the size of this thing. They wish their mamas never met their papas," or their, or whatever.
Right.
Robert Shaw went on drunken binges with him just to learn the dialect.
Imagine that.
Else. Yeah, he took him to the bar and paid for all his drinks and everything else, and said, "Just tell me stories."
Prop committee meetings.
Yeah.
He was
vital.
Research.
This is essential. But yeah, so I thought it was a great documentary. I really, really liked it.
Yeah, I did too. I was pleasantly surprised, because I was thinking like you that it would be all stuff I knew, but it was, I guess since it was the 50th, they dug deeper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously.
But yeah, it did remind me of the ILM thing a lot, only shorter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been watching anything except, I watched I've been watching that new Walking Dead. It finally ended, so I started it and I'm about halfway through it. It's the second season of Dead City.
Okay.
It's cool. It's in New York, so you've got a lot of good settings, but including Central Park. But you know, it's like when the show's been around this long and a character like Maggie has been around since season 2, you know, she was on the farm. She's Herschel's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird having her now be like a badass in the city. I'm like, this is really not her character at all.
Yeah.
I mean, she's kind of become a badass because she saw her husband killed, and she's got a son that's now starting to look like him. But I don't know. It's got its own story. I don't hate it. I still say the Daryl Dixon one is the best. And from what I understand, they're teasing something at Comic-Con about, I think, Rick and Michonne coming back again. Because they kind of wrapped their series up in 6 episodes, their story. They wrapped it up in that series, The Ones Who Live.
Yeah.
But all I'm reading is that they're teasing that and that Lauren Cohen, who plays Maggie's like, yeah, I hope we have a supergroup reunion soon. And I was like, wow, that would be cool. I mean, The Walking Dead just does not die. And I'm seeing pictures of Sam Reed as Lestat on stage singing and stuff too. They're going to show some stuff, I'm sure, at Comic-Con because it's filming right now.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to, if they are smart, I think they're going to like release videos ahead of time and stuff and kind of like generate some interest before it even comes out with the music alone. I mean, you've never seen a show do that, really. I can't think of one.
No.
So I think that's a cool idea. And it's the same showrunner, I'm pretty sure.
The girl? Don't they have a female showrunner now?
No, it's a guy.
Oh, okay.
It was two guys. Oh, see, you haven't seen it, but on AMC Plus, after every episode, they have behind the scenes. And you get to see interviews with the showrunner and his partner that he's got. There's another guy that's like secondary on there as well. And they're both big Anne Rice fans.
And your makeup guy.
What makeup guy?
Who's the big makeup guy on freaking Walking Dead?
Oh, you're talking Walking Dead. I'm talking interview.
But yeah, interview. Yeah. I still need
But The Walking Dead has those behind the scenes things too. I love having AMC Plus now because I can watch all that shit without commercials and they have the extra stuff at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool.
I haven't listened to my Cinephiles guys in a few months because I've been, doing all the audiobooks. And they just covered, man, where did I blank on that? Star Trek 4.
Voyage Home.
Voyage Home. And I started listening to it yesterday, and man, first of all, they started it with 4 minutes of ads. Then they did their show, and they were only like 20 minutes into it, did another 4 minutes of ads.
Yeah.
And I went, nope. It just pissed me off. I just went, nope.
Well, the thing that's great about podcasts is you can fast forward through them.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I've got a show that has them now that didn't used to have them. Just a couple in the beginning and right in the middle, and I just zip, zip, zip.
Yeah, that's the way they used to be. They and I'm pretty sure John Roca is the one that started it because that's his major income now is podcasts and talk shows and stuff like that. But they started with just a couple, but these aren't like 30-second ads. These are like 2 minute, and they're cheesy, I guess, because they do them. So
Yeah.
It would be like me going, Tim, I've started on this new diet. What do you think of da 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 da? And I,
have you ever listened to Smartless?
No.
All right, Smartless is the podcast that Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes started during COVID.
Right.
And they're all like best friends, and you can tell. But they're never together. They have to do it via Zoom. And Dennis is listening to it. He's been trying to get me to listen to it because he thinks I would like it. So we listened to 2 the other day when we were in the car. And what their format is they take turns, and one of them always brings a guest, a surprise guest. So they talk for a little while, then so-and-so introduces the surprise guest, and they kind of run the episode so that it doesn't stall. And then that's their format. Then the surprise guest leaves, they talk a little bit more, and it's over. And they are funny as hell. They talk over each other all the time. They're like mean as hell to each other as far as cut downs and stuff. They're just, you can tell they're friends.
Mm-hmm.
And we listened to one with Gillian Anderson and one with Laura Linney. And they were both really good.
Huh. Okay. Smart.
But Dennis is like, they've got hundreds of episodes. I'm like, yeah, I'm not listening to that. I'm like, I'd rather do audiobooks, but thanks. I'll listen to them when we're traveling. That's fine.
There you go.
Yeah, it's good. Do you think Stephen Colbert's going to do a podcast?
I would not be surprised if he goes to the Daily.
I would not be surprised if HBO tried to snatch him up.
Somebody might, but
Yeah.
HBO already has John Oliver, but that's totally different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Is the Daily Show not Viacom too?
No, because it's Jon Stewart's on Mondays now. On Daily Show.
I know. I just thought that maybe it was the same company as CBS. Is it not?
It's Comedy Central, I thought.
I know, but I get I thought that I get confused because RuPaul's Drag Race is on Paramount and it's on MTV, and MTV and Comedy Central used to be affiliated. Didn't they?
No, maybe.
I think, I don't know, it's probably changed. All that shit's really confusing to me with the mergers and stuff.
I mean, if it is a parent company, then Stewart may be out of a job because the past 2 episodes he has flamed CBS. I mean,
I haven't seen it yet.
Fuck
Yeah.
CBS.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, as I told I told Dennis that I said he's going to be on for another year and he can say whatever he wants.
mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
Yeah, it just continues. Each and every day, there's something else. I wanted to post the other day, a thing that was just like, do you remember those days when there would be literally weeks or maybe even a couple of months where we never heard or saw the word president anywhere?
mm-hmm.
I went, yeah, I miss those days.
Yeah.
You do the welcome. So I'll count us in.
Ooh.
3, 2,
1.
You can't start the car. Johnny has the keys.